Hi, in this video, I want to discuss what is attendance logs. Now, what is attendance logs? Attendance logs is a table where all time in and time out of employees are recorded. Okay, so how do we go to attendance logs? Now, to go to attendance logs, all you have to do is to go to timekeeping and then attendance logs. So from here, you will see the list of attendance logs that were already uploaded in the system. Okay, for example, I want to see the logs from October 1 to October 15. Then click search. So from here, it will display all the logs of all employees from October 1 to October 15. You can also filter by a particular employee. For example, I want to filter to employee Ivana. So if I click search, so it will only display the logs of Ivana, nothing else. Okay, so if I say Kim, so it will display only Kim. Okay, now let's discuss each column one by one. So of course we have in the first column the employee name, transaction date and time. So this is the log of the employee. You can see here the date and also the time in military format. Okay, so both are on the same column, the date and time. That is of course to save space. Okay, and I think it's not confusing. And then on the third, there is the log type. Now, what are the possible log type in the system? So the possible log types are the following. Number one is shift start. Of course, this is the start of the shift. And then there is a break start of the break. And then break end, where the break ends. And also the shift end, where the shift end. Okay. So only four currently are being supported by the system. Okay, so and then the fourth one is the data source. So data source actually is, this is where your data is coming from, or the logs is coming from. So the data source can be one of the following. It can be from biometric device. So if your biometric device is supported by SDK ZK, then we can be able to get the logs directly from the biometric device. It can also be text file. So text file can be delimited or undelimited. So what do you mean by that? If you're familiar with text file, wherein there are some words that are separated by comma, separated by colon, semicolon, something like that. So those are the files that are delimited. So undelimited file means it's continuous. So there's no delimiter for that text file. So it can also be from Access database. So some biometric device or any other device, their logs are stored in the Access database. So we can also connect to Access database and get the logs from there. We can also connect directly to Microsoft SQL database. So if your biometric device is storing data in Microsoft SQL database, then we can also connect to that and get the logs. Okay, now regarding the method or the process on how we are getting the logs, that will not be a part of the main module of HR Tech. Why? It's because it's not standard, or what you call is not that generic, because it's a very specialized system where it depends on the nature of your logs or the source of your log. So some companies, they are using biometric. Some companies, they don't have biometric, they just have logs. Some companies, although they have biometric, it is not accessible, or maybe it's very old and the SDK is not supported, or maybe the SDK is not available anymore. So that will be a problem in connecting directly to the biometric device. And some are having their logs on Access database, or some are text files. So therefore, those process that are involving the getting of logs into HR Tech, those will be separate module. So we will provide you a separate module depending on the nature of your data source. So it can be access or biometric whatsoever. Okay, so we will support that. So all we need is to know what is the nature of your data source. Then we will create a special module for that in order to upload them in HR Tech with this format. So in the end, whatever is your data source, the logs will be uploaded in HR Tech with this format. So with these columns. So there is a log type and there is the data source. So this is data source, you will know where the data came from. Okay, and then the last one will be the reference ID. So reference ID can also be anything, no? But in HR Tech, it's actually, for example, you applied for an OB, so system will automatically generate logs for that. So the ID will be the OB ID. So this can also be used in your data source. So if you want to put any reference for that kind of data source, we can also put it here. That depends also on your preference and also the nature of your data. Okay, so that's it. That's how easy it is to use attendance logs in HR Tech. So if you have any question, please put it on the comments below. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.